Xiaomi launched a new lineup of flagship killers containing 3 of the most affordable flagship smartphones in the world. We are talking about the K40 series, composed of the Redmi K40, Redmi K40 Pro and the Redmi K40 Pro Plus. All of these phones were launched in the Chinese market with incredibly affordable prices. But which differences you get between each variant and which one is worth buying in 2021? It is not an easy question, especially for those who do not know all the specifications of these phones in detail. This is a comparison between the specifications of the Redmi K40, K40 Pro and K40 Pro Plus, which will shed some light. First, we will talk about the design. You do not have to make a choice when it comes to the design, since the Redmi K40, the Redmi K40 Pro and the Redmi K40 Pro Plus have exactly the same structure. They come with a punch hole display with a hole placed at the center, a camera module similar to the one of the Xiaomi Mi 11, and a side-mounted fingerprint scanner despite they come with an OLED display. They are pretty thin, with a 7.8mm thickness. They all weigh 196 grams. All the phones are available in 3 color variants: black, white and aroma. The aroma version is a gradient color variant. Note that Redmi K40 Pro and K40 Pro Plus have the IP53 certification providing protection against splash and dust, while the vanilla Redmi K40 does not. Now we will shift to the display section. Just like the design, even the display of the Redmi K40, K40 Pro and K40 Pro Plus is exactly the same. These phones share a 6.67-inch AMOLED panel with a Full HD Plus resolution and a 120Hz of refresh rate. Also, these phones support HDR10 Plus certification and a peak brightness of 1300 nits. We are talking about the amazing displays, not the best ever but very nice panels. And in each case, you get the Gorilla Glass 5 protection. Again, not the best but it is good protection for a smartphone glass. The display is flat and provides a screen to body ratio superior to 85%. Now we can talk about the hardware and software. The hardware department is where the differences between these 3 handsets start to surface. While the Redmi K40 Pro and K40 Pro Plus are powered by the top-tier Snapdragon 888 mobile platform, the vanilla Redmi K40 is based on the lower-end Snapdragon 870, which is actually an upgrade of the Snapdragon 865 Plus. In each case, you get the flagship class performance, but the Snapdragon 888 is actually better than the Snapdragon 870 from every point of view. Between Redmi K40 Pro and K40 Pro Plus, the difference is the memory configuration. The former offers 8GB of RAM. There is a 6GB RAM version of the K40 Pro as well, while the latter has 12GB of RAM. Now the main part, camera. Redmi K40, K40 Pro and K40 Pro Plus have the same camera setups with the exception of the main rear camera sensor, which is also the most important one. The Redmi K40 has a 48MP main camera, the K40 Pro has a 64MP sensor that sits in the middle, and the Redmi K40 Pro Plus supports a great 108MP main sensor. Naturally, the best one is Redmi K40 Pro Plus, since the 108MP camera is able to provide better photo quality and a higher level of detail. But you should not think that Redmi K40 Pro Plus is a top camera phone just because of the sensor. It lacks OIS, a telephoto sensor, a periscope sensor and more features you can usually find on the best camera phones out there. Now the battery section. Redmi K40, K40 Pro and K40 Pro Plus have the same battery with the capacity of 4520 mAh, and they share the same 33W fast charging technology. The 4520 mAh battery should allow good battery life to everyone. But given that the phones just went official, no one had the chance to test it. The phones are only available in the Chinese market. It is rumored that the series will hit the global market under the Poco brand. The best one is obviously the Redmi K40 Pro Plus. But if you do not need that 108MP camera, the Redmi K40 Pro is definitely enough for your needs. With the Redmi K40, you get a slightly inferior cheapest camera but also a very affordable price. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe and hit like.